America's had 2 attempted presidential assassinations in the last 2 months. It feels like the 1960s when we had a whole string of assassination attempts. Why are we back in another period like that? In America, when political parties try to move to get different voters, we tend to have a bloody period. We've had this back to our beginnings of what's called a political realignment, when the parties are attempting to move their bases. Because in America, only a small number of voters moving to a new party can change who wins a whole district or a whole state or even the presidency. When you have a political system like that, it incentivizes suppression, violence against voters, intimidation of election officials, so that a win for a very small number of districts translates into a win for gaining power in all of Congress or even the whole of national government. In America, when parties are trying to move to get a different base of voters, they have a tendency to use very strong tactics against others. In the 20s, we had a political realignment that led to violence against miners, strikers, unions, and so on. In the 60s, we had a political realignment when the Republican Party gained more white Southern voters and the Democratic Party gained more black voters, and that was a whole string of violence around the civil rights era. And we are in a political realignment again. We can do something about this, though. We can, first of all, care about the outcomes of our political parties. Do they support politicians who support nonviolence? Or do they enable politicians who use polarization to divide us and turn us against one another? We can also look at our political systems. Do those political systems incentivize winner-take-all politics, where moving one voter to the other side or suppressing one voter gets you a whole district? Or do they incentivize trying to get second place, like ranked choice voting, or getting one extra voter gets you less than 1 percentage point? Those are systems, ranked choice voting, proportional representation, that can enable a much more peaceful politics in the United States of America.